The morning shift begins with a hum of distant machinery and the soft glow of fluorescent lights. I report for duty at the designated time, my badge clipped to my uniform as required. The air is cool, the atmosphere sterile. Entering the main hall, I proceed through security checkpoints without delay. My identification scans clear, allowing me access to the restricted areas beyond. Along the corridors, other technicians and staff move with efficient purpose, their conversations brief and focused. I reach my station, where a terminal awaits on my desk. The screens flicker to life as I input my credentials. Data streams across the display, tracking various projects and assignments in real time. My task list appears, routine diagnostics and maintenance reports for the current project under oversight. The facility is vast, its layout sprawling with interconnected rooms and labs. Every surface gleams, polished to perfection. The walls are lined with monitors displaying system statuses and operational parameters. I retrieve my toolkits from a nearby storage unit. Each item is meticulously organized: diagnostic probes, calibration tools, and data loggers. I carry them to the next location, where today's work awaits. The project itself remains off-limits to me. Security protocols prevent entry into areas of direct construction or assembly. Instead, I perform checks on auxiliary systems, ensuring that support functions operate flawlessly. My role is clear: maintain the infrastructure that enables high-level tasks by others. As I move through my duties, the work proceeds without incident. Incident. Notifications prompt me at intervals for specific tasks. Calibrating sensors here, reviewing system logs there. Each action is recorded, forming a continuous stream of data. The day progresses with routine, efficiency. Colleagues pass by, occasionally exchanging brief nods or formal greetings. Conversations are limited to necessary exchanges regarding shared responsibilities and task coordination. I take breaks at scheduled intervals, adhering strictly to the protocol. What's in the protocol? The cafeteria serves standard rations, nutrient bars and synthetic beverages. Meals are silent affairs. Most individuals eat alone, focused on personal screens for reports or messages. Returning from lunch, I continue my diagnostics with no deviations. The system operates seamlessly, its functionality a given. My work is invisible, but integral, a cog in a vast machine. The day concludes, as it began, with orderly transitions between tasks. Final checks and data submissions complete the cycle. As I sign off for the evening shift, another technician arrives to take over my station. Exiting the facility at dusk, I follow the prescribed path back to quarters, allocated by the system. The dormitory is impersonal, each room identical: a bed, a locker, minimal furnishings. Dinner is taken in communal dining halls, where meals are shared with others, but interactions remain brief and transactional. Afterward, I return to my assigned space for rest. The day ends without notable events or personal reflection. Each moment passes within the established rhythm of routine and protocol. I operate the console with precision. Data flows through my fingers, commands executed without hesitation. The screen displays a grid of green indicators. Each one signifies a task completed or in progress. I monitor the system alerts, noting any anomalies that require attention. My station is equipped with tools designed for specific tasks. A datapad syncs to my personal log, capturing every action and result. Files open automatically as needed, filling the screen with technical details. I review reports, analyzing figures and statistics. Adjustments are made, where necessary, ensuring optimal performance. Maintenance checks follow a strict schedule, Components are inspected, cleaned, and recalibrated if deviations occur. Each piece of equipment functions within predefined parameters. Any deviation triggers an automated alert system, prompting immediate corrective action. Communication channels remain active, relaying updates and instructions from higher authorities. Messages arrive in real time, directing me to modify protocols or implement new procedures. Compliance is automatic. Resistance is not an option. Routine inspections are performed diligently. Checklists guide the process, ensuring no detail is overlooked. The environment remains stable, maintained by consistent adherence to established guidelines. My identity is rooted in these functions. I am the operator of this console, executing tasks assigned with precision and efficiency. There is no room for personal interpretation. Only strict adherence to protocol governs my actions. The day progresses, without incident. Tasks are completed as expected, contributing to a seamless operation. The system operates smoothly, each component performing its role flawlessly. My part in the larger machinery is integral, yet unremarkable. The hum of machinery is constant, a background noise that I have grown accustomed to over time. Each cycle of the air vents emits a low, steady tone that pulses through the walls and floor. Initially, the sound was noticeable, a rhythmic echo in my ears that demanded attention. Now, it fades into the periphery as I focus on the task at hand. As I move from one station to another, the hum remains consistent, a persistent yet unobtrusive presence. My mind filters out the noise effortlessly, allowing me to concentrate on the meticulous steps required for each procedure. The air vent's rhythm is predictable and reliable, aligning perfectly with my routine. The sensation of the floor beneath my feet carries a subtle vibration that mirrors the hum. It's as if the entire facility shares a single heartbeat, synchronized in its function. The vibration adds another layer to the sensory backdrop, but it too loses prominence with each passing moment. Temperature fluctuations are minimal and steady. A slight chill during air circulation cycles gives way to warmth. When systems recalibrate, this pattern repeats without variation, and my body adapts accordingly, adjusting for comfort automatically. The light from overhead panels casts a soft glow that never dims or brightens beyond its set intensity. The illumination is constant, providing just enough visibility to work efficiently without drawing undue attention. Shadows remain static, outlining the familiar contours of my surroundings. Each sensory detail integrates seamlessly into my daily routine, reducing in significance with each recurrence. But there is no discomfort, only a gradual reduction in conscious awareness. The environment maintains its order, and I maintain my focus, moving through tasks as part of an unbroken chain of events. I move through the corridors with measured steps, aligning my pace with those around me. The rhythm of footsteps and the hum of machinery blend seamlessly, creating a symphony of uniformity. People flow like water, their movements predictable and coordinated, merging into a single current. Distinctions between individuals blur. Each person becomes an indistinct part of the collective motion. My presence is absorbed within this seamless continuity, my actions blending effortlessly with those around me. The environment supports this fluid integration. Walls, floors, and ceilings become extensions of the system, rather than barriers to individuality. Each task I undertake is a component in a larger assembly line, each step precisely timed and executed without personal variation. My role becomes interchangeable, indistinguishable from any other, yet essential for maintaining the overall function. The sense of self dissolves into this cohesive flow, merging with the unbroken chain of actions that define our shared purpose. Distractions are non-existent. Attention is singularly focused on the task at hand, without deviation or disruption. The world around me remains constant and reliable, a backdrop to my seamless integration within it. I continue to move through the day with measured steps, each action a seamless continuation of the last. The tasks ahead are familiar, their execution as predictable as the rising and setting of stars. There is no room for deviation. Every detail aligns perfectly within the established framework. The machinery around me hums in unison, its rhythm comforting and constant. My focus narrows to the immediate task at hand, filtering out extraneous thoughts or sensations. The air is cool and steady, maintaining an ideal temperature that requires no adjustment. I proceed with a sense of purpose, every movement deliberate and efficient. There is no need for personal attachment. My identity merges fully with the role I play. Each decision follows protocol, without question, ensuring optimal performance and stability. The environment feels like a well-oiled machine, each part functioning in perfect harmony. My presence is integral, yet unremarkable, a seamless extension of the system itself. The day progresses smoothly, marked by routine and adherence to established guidelines. What way is it done? I continue my work with a sense of calm detachment, my mind clear and focused. Each task completed leaves no residue of emotion or personal reflection. The predictability of the environment supports a state of productive efficiency without any need for change or disruption. The day winds down as it began, marked by order and reliability. My role remains essential, contributing to the larger function with precision and consistency. There is nothing missing. Everything feels complete and sufficient within this established framework. The strictness and impersonality of the system are necessities. They ensure that every component functions with precision, minimizing any potential for error or deviation. The rules exist to maintain consistency across all operations, allowing the entire structure to operate smoothly without disruption. Each action follows a defined path, dictated by protocol. This eliminates unpredictability and ensures predictability in outcomes. Every task is executed with exactness, contributing to the overall efficiency of the system. Any deviation from established procedures would introduce uncertainty and compromise reliability. The impersonal nature of interactions prevents emotional interference, which could disrupt focus and precision. Emotions are acknowledged only as potential disturbances that must be managed. By treating every interaction as a procedural task, we maintain a consistent flow without any unnecessary complications. This framework is designed to optimize performance, aligning all elements towards the same goal with absolute clarity. The system's vastness requires an impersonal approach to accommodate its scale and complexity. Each individual serves a specific role within this larger context, ensuring that every part functions seamlessly together. The strict adherence to protocol supports a reliable environment where tasks are completed without hesitation or doubt. This consistency is crucial for maintaining the integrity of the system as a whole. The impersonality ensures that each component operates independently, yet cooperatively, contributing efficiently to the greater function. There is no room for personal interpretation. Every action must align with established guidelines to ensure optimal performance and stability. The system's vastness necessitates this level of precision and uniformity. Each element within it serves a critical role, contributing to the overall reliability and efficiency of the collective operation. And this is not cruel, but functional. It is designed to operate flawlessly under all conditions, minimizing any potential for failure or malfunction. The impersonal nature allows us to focus on our tasks with unwavering precision, ensuring that every component functions as intended without any distractions or disruptions. The system's correctness and necessity are self-evident. Each element adheres to its assigned role, contributing seamlessly to the larger framework. This method ensures that the entire structure operates smoothly and reliably, supporting a consistent flow of operations without any unnecessary deviations. The process is clear. Each unit moves through the system with precision and purpose. Efficiency is paramount. Any deviation introduces risk of error or delay. Units are not individuals. but components in a vast machine, designed for optimal throughput. The framework exists to minimize variance, ensuring consistency across all cycles. Units interact according to established protocols, their movements dictated by necessity rather than sentiment. Emotions serve no functional role here. They introduce noise that disrupts the system's equilibrium. Each unit must adhere strictly to its assigned path, minimizing deviations to maintain overall stability. The framework operates without bias or favoritism. Every unit is treated identically based on data-driven criteria, ensuring fairness and predictability. Well, this approach eliminates subjectivity, reducing the potential for human error and inconsistency. Units are processed through various stages, each stage optimized for specific functions. The system accounts for all variables, calculating margins of error to ensure reliability. Any anomalies are identified and addressed promptly to maintain operational integrity. The abstraction of units as data points simplifies decision-making. Always centered online. When outcomes are evaluated in terms of efficiency and throughput, moral discomfort is minimized. Decisions become clearer when viewed through the lens of systemic necessity rather than personal attachment. Units move from one cycle to another seamlessly, each transition governed by predefined rules. The system ensures that every component operates within its designated parameters, maintaining optimal performance without disruption. In this framework, units are not judged by their individual characteristics, but by their alignment with established protocols and criteria. This approach reduces variability and enhances predictability, ensuring the system's continued effectiveness. The consistency of the system provides a sense of stability and reliability. Units can trust that their interactions will follow predictable patterns, allowing for focused and efficient task execution without unnecessary distractions or uncertainties. Units contribute to the larger function by adhering strictly to guidelines, reinforcing the collective integrity of the system. The framework ensures that every element operates cohesively towards shared objectives, minimizing any potential disruptions. The abstraction reduces complexity, making the process more manageable and comprehensible. Units are processed based on data-driven decisions, ensuring objectivity and efficiency in all operations. This approach simplifies decision-making, allowing for focused execution without emotional interference. In this system, units are treated as essential components of a larger mechanism, each contributing to its overall function and stability. The framework exists to ensure optimal performance and reliability, maintaining the integrity of the entire structure through strict adherence to established protocols. The hum of machinery grows louder, a constant drone in the background. It's an ever-present reminder of the systems around me, each one functioning with precision and efficiency. My fingers move over the controls with practiced ease, the tactile feedback familiar and reassuring. The air is cool against my skin, the temperature regulated to optimal conditions for focus and productivity. As I delve deeper into the task at hand, the sensory inputs intensify slightly. The hum becomes more pronounced, a steady beat that pulses through the facility like a heartbeat. My eyes strain as they scan lines of data on the screen, each character crisp and clear but demanding concentration. The feedback from my fingers against the controls is sharp, the sensation lingering for longer intervals. This increased load feels normal, an expected consequence of proper operation. It's not discomfort, it's simply the system asserting its presence, ensuring that every component is functioning as intended. The sensory inputs serve to remind me of the interconnectedness and reliance on the framework in place. There is no room for deviation or error here. Here, I continue without pause, my mind processing data with unwavering focus. Emotions are acknowledged, but pushed aside, seen merely as potential disruptions to the seamless flow of operations. Each keystroke is deliberate, each decision made with logic and clarity. The system demands this level of attention and adherence to protocol, and it delivers in return a sense of stability and reliability. The sensory motif intensifies further, the hum now almost audible beneath the silence of my thoughts. My body adjusts, muscles tensing slightly as I maintain posture and focus. This is not strain. It taunts confirmation that everything is working exactly as designed. The framework is robust, the processes efficient, and additional, there is no need for complaint or resistance, only continued adherence to the necessary standards. I move forward without hesitation, each moment a testament to the system's functionality. The sensory inputs serve their purpose, aligning with effort and duration, reinforcing the understanding that this is how it should be. The framework is unyielding but fair, offering stability and predictability in its rigid structure. Emotions remain at bay, seen as unnecessary variables in an otherwise precise equation. The hum continues unabated, a constant rhythm of operation, while my senses adapt to the increased input, finding comfort in the familiarity of this environment. This strain confirms that everything is functioning correctly, each component performing its role without deviation. The system demands rigor and efficiency, providing stability in return. There is no need for resistance or discomfort. It's simply an expected part of proper function. I proceed with renewed focus, my actions guided by necessity rather than sentiment. The sensory motif remains a subtle yet persistent reminder of the operational load, each sensation aligning perfectly with the task at hand. This is how it should bear, efficient, consistent, and reliable. As I navigate through another routine cycle of operations, a brief flicker of hesitation interrupts my otherwise unwavering focus. It dawns, an aberration that should not exist within the framework of efficiency and precision. The system is designed to eliminate such disruptions, but it operates outside of direct influence. My role is to ensure that every action aligns with established protocols. The momentary pause in my mental flow is a clear deviation from the norm. It feels like a minor glitch, an anomaly that needs immediate correction. I acknowledge this interference and swiftly redirect my thoughts back to the task at hand. The system's rules are not suggestions, but mandates for optimal performance. Doubt and hesitation have no place here. They introduce unnecessary complexity and potential errors. I remind myself of the necessity for consistency and clarity in every process. Each decision must be made with precision, guided by logic rather than emotional impulses. My adherence to protocol is not merely a requirement, but an essential component of maintaining stability and reliability within this interconnected network. The framework exists to ensure predictability and efficiency, and it demands unwavering commitment. Correcting my mental course back to the operational imperative feels both responsible and professional. There is no need for external validation or oversight. Self-regulation is sufficient. This internal correction reinforces the importance of maintaining a disciplined mindset, ensuring that every action aligns with the systemic goals. The rigidity of the framework serves as a safeguard against variability and potential disruptions. With this reaffirmation, I proceed without further hesitation, fully immersed in the procedural tasks at hand. The system's necessity is clear, and my role within it remains unequivocal. The protocols are clear, the systems in place function as intended. Each action follows a predetermined path, reducing variance and ensuring predictability. Emotional responses are recognized, but remain isolated, not interfering with the procedural flow. The environment is consistent, providing a stable framework for optimal performance. Every keystroke aligns with established criteria, maintaining the integrity of the system. The rigid structure offers assurance and continuity. Each decision is made with precision, driven by logic rather than sentiment. The need for consistency reinforces a sense of necessity over personal comfort. Variability is minimized, ensuring that deviations do not compromise stability. This adherence to protocol is critical for maintaining order within an expansive network of interconnected systems. The mental discipline required to uphold these standards is rigorous but necessary. But necessary. Each moment of doubt is swiftly corrected through self-regulation, reinforcing the importance of systemic goals over personal hesitations. The framework of rigidity provides a solid foundation, eliminating moral ambiguity and focusing on operational imperatives. In conclusion, adherence to protocol ensures stability and reliability. Emotional considerations are acknowledged yet subdued, allowing for seamless execution without unnecessary disruptions. This logical approach resolves any discomfort, affirming the correctness of the system over personal sentiments. The framework remains unyielding, ensuring optimal performance through strict adherence to established guidelines. The rhythmic hum of machinery fills my ears as I sit at my console, fingers moving across the controls with practiced precision. Each keystroke initiates a sequence of events, each decision aligning seamlessly with the overarching framework. The screens before me display data streams that flow like rivers, guiding my actions without deviation. I am aware of the need to maintain focus and discipline, ensuring every task is completed according to protocol. Emotional responses surface briefly, but are quickly suppressed, recognizing them as potential disruptions to the orderly workflow. Logic governs my decisions, driving me forward with unwavering commitment. The environment around me remains constant, a familiar backdrop against which I operate. The tactile feedback from control surfaces provides reassurance and continuity, anchoring me in the present moment. Sensory inputs blend together, forming a continuous stream of information that guides my actions without interruption. Tasks flow into one another seamlessly, each completing its cycle as the next begins. There are no distinct markers to separate one task from the next. They merge into a single, unbroken sequence. The sense of time loses its edges, becoming fluid and indistinct, yet each moment remains clear and purposeful. The system's consistency offers stability and reliability, reinforcing my adherence to established guidelines. Each decision aligns with systemic goals, ensuring optimal performance without unnecessary distractions. Emotional impulses are acknowledged, but remain isolated, allowing for precise task execution driven by logic alone. Continuity replaces individual recall as actions blend together into a cohesive whole. The mental discipline required is rigorous yet necessary, affirming the correctness of adherence to protocol despite any internal conflict. The framework of rigid structure offers a sense of necessity over comfort, guiding my focus and commitment without wavering. The hum of machinery continues unabated, providing a constant presence that anchors me in the task at hand. Each keystroke and decision flows into the next, forming an uninterrupted sequence of precision and efficiency. I navigate through the sterile corridors, each step a routine action. The walls are lined with flickering holographic displays, providing updates on system status and maintenance schedules. I pause briefly at an intersection to check my schedule, selecting the correct path with practiced precision. Entering the control room, I take my designated seat and initiate the diagnostic protocols. The screens before me light up, displaying a series of options for system checks. Each choice is predefined, leading inevitably to the next step, without deviation. I select the first option, initiating a full network scan, and then proceed to the second, a hardware integrity test. There's no room for pause or reconsideration. Each action flows into the next with mechanical inevitability. The diagnostic sequence completes, and I move on to the data analysis phase. Here too, choices are procedural, selecting which datasets to review first, running comparative analysis, and generating reports. Each step is a continuation of the previous one, without the need for subjective decision-making. Without the need for subjective decision-making. The process feels seamless, each action a necessary part of the whole. Exiting the control room, I head to the meeting with the engineering team. My schedule dictates that I present the latest diagnostic findings, and the path forward is clear. There are no alternative paths to consider. My actions are guided by protocol alone. As I enter the conference room, I begin the presentation without hesitation, each slide advancing as scheduled. The meeting concludes with a series of directives, all part of the ongoing maintenance cycle. My next task is to coordinate with logistics for material procurement. The process involves approving requisition forms and coordinating delivery schedules. Each step follows from the last, a continuous flow without room for deviation. I return to my office, reviewing pending tasks and scheduling follow-up actions. The day's routine continues seamlessly, each choice an integral part of the larger system. There is no space for doubt or hesitation. Every action is a necessary component of the ordered universe I inhabit. The constant hum of the machinery fills my ears, a steady drone that never ceases. It's an unyielding backdrop to every task I undertake, each beat and whir blending seamlessly with the next. The repetitive nature of the noise has long since ceased to be noticeable. It simply exists as part of the fabric of my reality. Today, however, there is a slight variation or a subtle shift in pitch that disrupts the usual monotony. At first, I barely register this change, but as time passes, the altered tone becomes more pronounced. It's not a distraction exactly, but an intrusion into the otherwise perfect rhythm of my day. The noise feels like a glitch in the system, a minor disturbance that cannot be ignored. Despite the interference, I continue with my tasks, adjusting my focus to compensate for the disruption. Each keystroke and command is executed precisely, adapting to the altered auditory landscape without hesitation. The familiar tactile sensations guide me as I navigate through the routine, finding new ways to maintain order amidst the slight dissonance. The hum continues, now a persistent reminder of the imperfections within an otherwise flawless system. Yet, my actions remain fluid and efficient, embracing the constraint rather than resisting it. The interference is merely another variable in the equation, one that I must account for as I move forward with unwavering discipline. The hum of machinery shifts slightly, a deviation from the usual background noise. I adjust my focus accordingly, continuing with my assigned tasks without pause or delay. The routine is familiar, each step precise and unambiguous. My hands move methodically over the controls, initiating sequences that unfold predictably. The environment remains consistent, though subtle changes in sensory input demand minor adjustments in execution. These adaptations are seamless, maintaining the flow of operations undisturbed. I proceed through a series of checks and verifications, each action confirming the previous one or success. Data streams smoothly across screens, analyzed and processed with unwavering precision. The system requires no deviation from protocol. Adherence is absolute, ensuring optimal performance, without room for error or hesitation. Each completed task leads logically to the next, forming an unbroken chain of purposeful activity. Routine tasks blend into a continuous sequence, each moment clear and specific in its function. I move through the day with mechanical efficiency, responding to prompts and initiating procedures as needed. The environmental slight irregularities are noted, but do not disrupt my disciplined approach. My focus remains fixed on the immediate demands of the system, leaving no space for subjective interpretation or emotional distraction. The procedural nature of the work continues unabated, each step a necessary component in the larger machinery. I perform required maintenance checks, review data logs, and prepare reports with meticulous care. The environmental's minor inconsistencies become part of the backdrop, absorbed into the ongoing rhythm of operations, without altering my steady pace. My movements are fluid, guided by established protocols that leave no room for deviation or personal preference. As tasks conclude, the cycle resets, preparing me for the next set of responsibilities. Each phase transitions smoothly into the next, maintaining a sense of continuity and purpose. The system demands precision and consistency, both of which I provide without question or hesitation. My actions are dictated by the procedural framework, ensuring seamless integration within the larger operational structure. The machinery hums with a slight irregularity, a subtle pitch shift that registers as a new constant. My routine adapts seamlessly, incorporating this minor change without pause or hesitation. Each task follows logically from the last, an unbroken sequence of precision and efficiency. The environment's familiar patterns blend into a continuous flow, with each action triggering the next in a seamless cascade. A small notification appears on my console, updating my status to reflect an irreversible transition. The information is processed without emotion or question, becoming part of the ongoing narrative of routine and protocol. My movements continue unabated, guided by established procedures that leave no room for deviation. Each keystroke aligns perfectly with the new directive, integrating seamlessly into the larger system. The sense of detachment deepens as I proceed through the day, my actions driven solely by necessity and protocol. The slight irregularity in the machinery fades back into the background, now a part of the familiar hum that defines my environment. Emotional neutrality prevails as I move from one task to another, each step confirming my place within an unyielding system. Time blurs as tasks blend seamlessly into one another, the boundaries between moments dissolving into a continuous flow of purposeful action. The new directive settles into place without fanfare or resistance, becoming simply another facet of the procedural landscape. My disciplined approach remains unwavering, adapting to minor changes while maintaining mechanical efficiency and precision. As I complete my current task, the console updates once more, marking the transition as finalized. This information is absorbed with the same detachment and calm that has defined my day so far. The slight irregularity in the machinery now feels like a distant memory, its presence no longer disruptive, but integrated into the ongoing rhythm of routine. My focus remains fixed on the next sequence of actions, each step flowing naturally from the last without room for subjective interpretation or emotional engagement. The environment's subtle changes are noted and accommodated with ease, leaving no space for doubt or resistance. Each keystroke aligns perfectly with the established protocol, confirming my role within an unyielding system that operates beyond individual will. The day continues unabated, my routine unfolding without interruption or deviation. Emotional neutrality prevails as I move through tasks, guided by procedural logic, adapting seamlessly to minor irregularities while maintaining mechanical precision and unwavering discipline. The new directive settles into place, becoming a part of the familiar rhythm of routine and protocol. The hum of machinery in my quarters has always been a familiar backdrop, its rhythm steady and predictable. Today, however, there's a subtle shifter, slight pitch that catches my attention briefly before I push it to the periphery of my consciousness. The change is inconsequential, but notable, a deviation from the usual auditory landscape. May not so. I continue, with my morning routine without pause, each task flowing into the next with mechanical precision. Cleaning surfaces, checking sensors, and initiating maintenance protocols are all actions performed by rote, guided by an unwavering adherence to established procedures. There's no room for error or emotional attachment. Every step is deliberate and calculated. As I move through my day, minor adjustments are necessary to accommodate the new auditory anomaly. Yet, these modifications do not disrupt my efficiency. Instead, they serve as reminders of the system's adaptability, reinforcing my role within it. The environment's subtle irregularities blend seamlessly into the background, confirming that everything functions according to plan. There's a sense of inevitability in my actions, each one following logically from the last without deviation or subjective interpretation. I am an integral part of this larger machine, operating with unwavering precision and emotional neutrality. The change feels imperceptible, yet definitive, a subtle shift that alters the landscape but does not disrupt the flow. Despite the minor disturbance, the day progresses smoothly, each task completed with disciplined efficiency. The environment remains stable, the protocols unaltered. Yet, there's an undercurrent of acceptance, an acknowledgement that something has irrevocably changed, though it is not immediately apparent in my routine tasks. The system continues to function as expected, and I adapt seamlessly to its nuances, maintaining a sense of purposeful continuity. The emotional neutrality prevails, leaving no space for subjective interpretation or doubt. Each moment flows into the next with mechanical precision, confirming that while something may have shifted internally, the external environment remains consistent and reliable. There is a calm detachment as I navigate through my day, guided by established protocols and procedural logic. The subtle irregularities are noted, but quickly integrated into the ongoing routine, enhancing a sense of continuity and purposeful flow. The system operates beyond personal will, and I'm an integral part of its unyielding function. As I go about my usual morning routine in the cramped quarters of my ship, I notice a subtle difference. The grip on my left hand feels slightly off when I reach for the controls. It is not painful or even particularly noticeable, but there is an unmistakable change reduction in the familiar tactile feedback that once made every movement feel precise and confident. I continue with my tasks without hesitation, adjusting my grip to compensate for the new sensation. The interface responds as it should, but I can sense a slight delay, a fraction of a second where the connection between my mind and the ship's systems feels less direct. It is not enough to disrupt my work, but it is there are persistent reminder that something has altered. Later in the day, when I attempt to engage in more intricate repairs or adjustments, the sensation becomes more pronounced. My fingers move slower, as if the Udra processing information at a slightly lower frequency. But rather than dwelling on this, I simply adapt my approach. The work is meticulous and methodical, but it requires an extra layer of focus. In the evening, as I recline in my chair to review mission data and plan for the next phase, I notice that even simple tasks like scrolling through screens or entering commands take a bit more effort. It is not frustrating. It is just different. The ship hums around me, its systems unwaveringly reliable, but there is a new rhythm to how my own body aligns with them. Over time, this becomes normalized. I no longer think about what has changed, nor do I feel the need to explain or rationalize it. It is simply part of the landscape, no, stable condition that demands adaptation rather than alarm. Each day, I move forward with the same determination and efficiency as always, but there is a new awareness embedded in every action. The universe continues to function precisely and without interruption. My place within it remains secure, but there is an undercurrent of acceptance for what no longer operates as before. The hum of the ship's engines has become a constant companion, an unspoken rhythm that pulses through every fiber of my being. Each task I undertake is synchronized with this mechanical heartbeat, guiding my movements and thoughts without conscious effort. The sensation of micro-vibrations resonating throughout the hull is no longer something to notice. It simply is. As I navigate the ship's systems, the familiar click of buttons and the soft glow of screens provide a steady backdrop. But yet beneath this surface, the subtle thrumming remains ever present, a continuous reminder of the ship's unyielding presence. My fingers move with practiced precision, each keystroke met with the same mechanical response from the interface. The delayed feedback is now part of my routine, requiring no additional thought or attention. The air is filled with the scent of metal and circuitry, a familiar blend that grounds me in the reality of this space. As I walk the corridors, the floor plates beneath my feet vibrate ever so slightly, a constant companion to my steps. It is not something I dwell on. It is simply part of the environment. In moments of quiet reflection, there is no need for words or thoughts. The hum guides me through silent contemplation, a steady presence that does not demand attention, but cannot be ignored. My mind drifts along with this rhythm, finding comfort in its consistency and reliability. As I continue my tasks, the motif integrates seamlessly into my perception of self. It owns not something I question or analyze. It simply is how being present feels. The ship and I move as one, an unbreakable union governed by a shared pulse. The hum of the ship's systems fills the air, a constant and familiar rhythm that guides my movements. I move through the corridors with a steady pace, each step measured and deliberate. The console before me responds slightly slower than it once did, but I adapt without hesitation, inputting commands precisely as required. There is no sense of urgency or frustration. The change is simply accepted as part of the ongoing process. My fingers feel the surface of the controls, with a slight reduction in tactile feedback. It's noticeable, but not disruptive, and my mind adjusts accordingly, focusing on the task at hand rather than any deviations from previous norms. The ship continues its steady operation around me, and I find myself more attuned to its mechanical presence than ever before. In this environment, there is an unspoken understanding that nothing needs to be questioned or resisted. Each action flows seamlessly into the next, guided by a sense of inevitability rather than coercion. My thoughts remain clear and focused, without room for doubt or deviation. The ship's systems continue their reliable function, providing a stable backdrop against which I operate with quiet efficiency. The steady hum provides a comforting anchor, allowing me to reflect on my surroundings with an unclouded mind. There is no sense of loss or longing for what once was. The present condition has been fully integrated into my daily routine. My movements and tasks proceed without interruption, each action a part of a larger, unwavering continuity. As I continue through my duties, there is a profound sense of acceptance and calm. The ship's systems remain steadfast in their operation, and I move with them, finding comfort in the predictable rhythm that guides me. This mechanical presence becomes an extension of myself, creating a stable environment where tasks are executed with unwavering precision and determination. There is nothing to push against, no resistance to be overcome. Now it carries on. Each day flows into the next with mechanical precision, and I find peace in this seamless integration. The ship's systems continue their unyielding function, providing a steady foundation that allows me to operate with quiet efficiency and mental tranquility. The ship pass, systems hum steadily, a familiar rhythm that guides my every action. The tactile feedback from controls is slightly diminished, but it does not disrupt my focus. I move through tasks with mechanical precision, each keystroke and switch flicker blending into a seamless routine. There is no need for urgency or frustration. The environment supports me without question. The slight delay in response times requires a bit more attention to detail, yet it feels natural now. The hum of engines and the vibration of bulkheads become part of my daily existence, anchoring me in this reality. Each day blends into the next with unwavering consistency, providing a stable backdrop that allows for quiet reflection. The ship's systems are reliable companions, their presence constant and unchanging. I navigate through tasks without conscious effort, guided by the steady pulse of operations. The subtle changes have become ordinary, and I adapt accordingly. There is no room for doubt or hesitation, only a calm acceptance that shapes my actions with precision and efficiency. The environment fosters mental clarity, grounding me in its predictable rhythm. Each task flows into the next without disruption, creating a sense of peace and stability. The shipper mechanical presence becomes an integral part of who I am, blending seamlessly into my routine. This is simply how things are done. The hum of the ship's systems is a constant companion, guiding my actions as I move through the familiar routine. The screens before me flicker in a predictable pattern, their light casting shadows across the console. My hands hover over the controls, adjusting settings with practiced precision. After I done, each movement is deliberate, each task completed without hesitation. The environment feels unchanged yet subtly different. There's an underlying sense of reduced tactile feedback, but I adapt seamlessly to this new condition. The slight delays in response times are noted, but they do not disrupt my flow. Instead, they become part of the routine, integrated into the fabric of my daily tasks. I find comfort in the predictable rhythm of the Shipars operations. Each beep and whir is a familiar melody, anchoring me in this reality. The mechanical presence of the ship becomes an extension of myself, guiding my actions without conscious thought. Tasks are completed with quiet efficiency, each one flowing into the next, like water through a stream. There is no urgency or frustration. Instead, there is an effortless flow guided by the ship's reliable systems. I move through the day with calm acceptance, finding peace in the repetitive nature of my tasks. The slight changes in tactile feedback are noted, but do not disrupt my focus. Long-led, they become part of the routine, a subtle shift that does not break the rhythm. The familiar hum of the Shipars engines provides a comforting backdrop, grounding me in this moment. I reflect on the tasks ahead with mental clarity, free from doubt or hesitation. Each action is executed with mechanical precision, maintaining efficiency and stability. The environment feels stable, yet subtly altered, but it remains predictable and reliable. I continue my routine without pause, adapting to the new conditions seamlessly. There is no sense of time passing. Instead, there is a continuous loop that never ends. Tasks are completed with ease, each one building upon the last in an unbroken chain. The ship's systems remain constant companions, guiding me through this endless cycle. The environment provides a comforting anchor, fostering mental tranquility without room for distraction. I am at peace within this routine, finding stability and reliability in the steady rhythm of the shipyard's operations. There is no need for change or escape. Instead, there is an acceptance of continuity that feels natural and inevitable. The console screen flickers slightly, a minor glitch in the system. I note it without concern. Repairs are scheduled for later. The hum of the engines remains constant, a reassuring background noise that keeps time. I move through tasks with practiced ease, fingers tapping across the controls as if guided by an unseen hand. Routine checks complete. I turn to inventory management. Supplies are logged and categorized meticulously. Each item is accounted for, its weight and purpose known without thought. The system updates smoothly, data flowing in predictable patterns. No alarms sound. Everything operates within normal parameters. I feel the slight vibration of the ship's thrusters adjusting course. It turns a minor correction, part of the constant adjustments to maintain optimal trajectory. I observe the changes on the navigational display, noting the subtle shifts in coordinates and velocity. The data is clear, precise, a seamless continuation of the established path. The next task involves maintenance checks. Tools are selected from the storage unit, with practiced efficiency. Each tool is familiar, its purpose instinctively known. I move through the shipyard's systems, inspecting components for wear or damage. Everything is in order. No issues arise that require immediate attention. The process is methodical, each step following a well-worn pattern. I return to my station and review logs from earlier shifts. Data streams across the screen, parsed and analyzed without emotional attachment. Each entry is evaluated with mechanical precision. Patterns emerge, but they hold no personal significance. They are merely informational markers in an unending sequence of events. The shipyards, communication systems, check out as expected. Expected. I initiate a routine transmission to base command, relaying current status and confirming operational readiness. The response comes back, affirming compliance. There is nothing urgent or noteworthy, just the steady pulse of information exchange that maintains the system's continuity. As evening approaches, I prepare for rest cycles. The ship's automated systems ensure a comfortable environment, adjusting lighting and temperature to optimize sleep conditions. My mind drifts without resistance into this designated downtime, accepting it as part of the routine without seeking deeper meaning or significance. The hum of the engines continues unabated, a constant presence anchoring me in timeless flow. Sleep comes easily, a seamless transition from wakefulness to rest. Dreams are absent. There is only the steady rhythm of cycles repeating without deviation. The hum of the ship's engines provides a constant, unobtrusive presence. It grounds me in the routine, anchoring my actions and thoughts within the familiar rhythm of daily operations. The tactile feedback from control panels is consistent, each press or slide of a switch met with predictable responses. Data streams through screens effortlessly, requiring only passive observation. The air conditioning cycles through the cabin, maintaining a steady temperature without variation. Each breath feels measured and controlled, part of an unchanging pattern that ensures continued functionality. The slight vibrations from the hull are a familiar rhythm, subtly pulsing beneath my feet. They blend seamlessly into the background, unnoticed yet reassuring in their constancy. Routine checks and maintenance tasks proceed with mechanical efficiency. My hands move through each sequence without hesitation or thought, guided by muscle memory alone. Each completed task is noted but not celebrated. It simply contributes to the ongoing cycle of operation. The evening approaches, signaling a shift into rest cycles. The ship's systems adjust subtly, transitioning smoothly from active operations to maintenance and preservation modes. Sleep comes easily, part of an unbroken sequence that continues without interruption or deviation. The hum of the ship's engines remains constant, a familiar rhythm that anchors me to the present. Each task flows into the next with seamless precision, checking sensors, recalibrating systems, monitoring life support. The data streams by without interruption, each number and symbol blending together in an endless loop. As I move through my routines, the ship's automated responses are reassuringly consistent. The slight vibrations from the engines provide a tactile reminder of our stable orbit. There is no need to think about what comes next. It simply happens, guided by the established protocols that govern every aspect of this existence. During maintenance checks, I notice the faint echoes of other systems operating in the background. The steady pulse of power distribution and cooling mechanisms suggests an interconnected network functioning harmoniously. These subtle cues remind me of a larger system at work, one where each part plays its role with unwavering reliability. As evening approaches, the transition into rest cycles is seamless. The ship's lights dim gradually, signaling the shift from activity to dormancy. Sleep descends effortlessly, enveloping me in a cocoon of tranquility. My mind remains clear and untroubled, accepting this phase as naturally as I did the active ones. In this state of detachment, it feels like countless others are following identical routines elsewhere, their actions blending into the same monotonous yet dependable pattern. The sense of continuity is not just personal, but extends beyond my immediate awareness, suggesting a vast network of operations unfolding in unison across the galaxy. Routine tasks continue without interruption. The hum of the ship's engines remains constant, a steady rhythm grounding me in each moment. Data streams smoothly across my interface, requiring no more than a cursory glance and acknowledgement. Each maintenance check is performed with practiced precision, minor variations in tactile feedback barely registering as I move through them. The transition into rest cycles is seamless, following the familiar pattern of shutting down systems and preparing for sleep. The ship's environment adjusts to accommodate the shift, temperature stabilizing, lights dimming to a comforting glow. Sleep comes easily, merging effortlessly with the routine, without any sense of finality or conclusion. As morning approaches, the gentle hum returns, signaling the start of another day within the continuous loop of operations. Tasks await, familiar and predictable, offering no room for deviation from established patterns. The ship's systems continue to function seamlessly, each component into a cohesive whole. I move through the next set of tasks with mechanical efficiency, finding comfort in the unbroken sequence of events. Each action flows naturally into the next, without pause or hesitation, reinforcing the stability and reliability of the system I am part of. The ship's hum remains constant, anchoring me in the present as I proceed with my duties. The day progresses without incident, each task completed with the same mechanical precision as before. Routine checks confirm the continued functioning of systems, minor adjustments made where necessary, but never disrupting the overall rhythm. Comfort is derived from the familiarity and consistency, a sense of security rooted in the predictable nature of daily operations. As evening approaches once again, I prepare for rest cycles, transitioning seamlessly into sleep without any sense of ending or beginning. The ship's environment adjusts accordingly, ensuring a smooth transition between day and night. Sleep comes effortlessly, merging with the routine without interruption or disruption. The cycle continues, each moment blending seamlessly into the next, devoid of emotional attachment or personal significance. The ship's systems remain reliable and consistent, guiding me through tasks with mechanical precision. Comfort is found in the unbroken sequence of events, a sense of continuity extending beyond individual moments to encompass the broader function of the system. The hum of the engines remains constant, anchoring me in each moment as I move through familiar routines without deviation or interruption. The ship's systems continue to operate smoothly, reinforcing a sense of stability and reliability. Each task completed with practice